Hi everyone! I have been doing YouTube now for I would say about 3 years, and it's been an amazing hobby. But if you follow me on Instagram, many of you will already know that my husband just recently retired as a captain at the fire department, and I have technically been retired, I would say, maybe 2-3 years. So we were wanting to just do some traveling, as much as we could do, you know, with the way the world is right now. But we were able to travel to South America, and we recently were living there for about, I'd say, 3 months. So if you are interested in more personal, non-beauty related things, I do share a lot of my personal life on Instagram, especially when we are traveling, and I'll leave my Instagram link down below, so if you would like to follow me there. But with us traveling, we have sold everything. We are living out of suitcases. We're in a hotel right now. That's why my background is different. Since we're wanting to do more traveling and, you know, technically we don't have a home anymore and we're living out of suitcases, I have decided it is time to say goodbye to a bunch of my makeup and my skincare. I have never actually shared a declutter type video. I'll just share pictures of piled up makeup or skincare on my Instagram. But I was going through my makeup and I thought, you know what, it's time for another declutter, because since I have limited space, I only want to keep stuff that I know I am using, that's not expired, that's not some crazy color that I might only wear one time. I've got my makeup supply down to a really, what I consider to be a small amount for somebody who does, you know, beauty videos on YouTube. And since I've never done these declutter videos, I thought I would just quickly share with you what things I am saying goodbye to. This is an LA Girl blush palette. I just got it, and when I opened it, I thought, oh my goodness, this is so pretty, because I do like a lot of LA Girl products. Even though this is super pretty in the palette, I find the quality of it to not be that good. They're super powdery, they kick up a lot of powder, and they, even though I do like matte products on my skin, they kind of just look chalky on my skin. So this is the very first item I'm decluttering. This is a bronzer from CoverGirl. I like one of their blushes, but this one, I don't really like it. I feel like it doesn't have that much pigment for my skin color, and it has a bit of a sheen, and I prefer my bronzers to be a little bit more matte and to just have a little bit more pigment than this does. This is a blush from LA Girl that I'm getting rid of. I do love a lot of LA Girl products, but I just don't feel like this one lasts that long, and I just don't think there's that much pigment for my skin tone. I should have just returned this, because I actually just bought this a couple weeks ago, but I can't find the receipt. I got this at Target, and it's by Mineral Fusion, and I love a lot of their products. Actually, I like the blush a lot, but I don't like the bronzer that goes with it. It's kind of like that other bronzer I just showed you. It's got too much of a sheen to it, and I read reviews, and people raved about this and said it gives them the most beautiful sun-kissed glow, but to me it just looks, I don't know, it looks just too sparkly or shimmery on my face. That's why I'm decluttering this. This is an eyeshadow palette that I actually really, really like, but I only use like 2 of the shades, so I thought, you know what, let me just declutter this. This is by Pacifica. If you haven't tried their eyeshadows, I really like these. You can get these at Whole Foods or on Amazon. I get a lot of my makeup on Amazon, but I try to make sure it's not from some like random seller. I try to make sure it's from somebody that is allowed to sell, you know, all of the products. This is a really pretty palette, but you know, I always just do kind of boring eyeshadow looks. I'm into browns, beiges, creams, a little bit of like lavender, but I'm not into blues and this bright purple, and I'm not into shimmers all over. I like more matte, and then I'll just put a little bit of a sheen kind of, you know, on the lid. But I highly, highly recommend this palette. But again, I'm decluttering things that I don't use that often, and since I really only use like 2 of the shades, I just feel like it's kind of just gonna go to waste if, you know, I hang on to it. Another palette that I actually love, this palette. I love this brand of eyeshadows. I have, golly, I've gone through 2 of their fuller, I think the 10 pan palettes of most of the browns, the beige, I forget what the name is. This is one I got this past year from Wet n Wild. It's actually beautiful, but I've only worn it like 2 times because I rarely wear all purple eyeshadow. You know, I figured why hang on to it if it's something that I'm not really using. This is a foundation that I'm decluttering. I have used probably half of the tube already, and I really was so undecided if I liked this for the longest time. This is by Dermablend. This is their CC Continuous Correction Full Coverage Foundation. When I first apply this, I love the way it looks, but I've noticed every single time I use it, whether I wear a primer underneath or not, or a setting spray, it just doesn't seem to last, and it starts to kind of get dry on my skin, and I really gave it a good try. I've used probably half of it. I didn't enjoy it the way I do other foundations. This is by e.l.f. This is something I was so excited to get. This is their glossy lip stain, and I love a good lip stain. My favorite one is by the Balm Cosmetics, their Beauty Queen. I think it's Stainiac or something like that. Look at how pretty this color is. This gives your lips kind of that your lips but better look. I am decluttering this because even though I love the way it looks and it is so pretty and it applies like beautifully, over time when I'm wearing it over the day, it just starts to really irritate my lips, but maybe it wouldn't irritate your lips. One thing I do a lot of testing of are mascaras, specifically drugstore mascaras. These are by the brand Joa at CVS, and it said that they were like a bestseller or something like that compared to the most popular mascara out there. I use these 2 times. These are terrible. Like, they don't do anything for my lashes, and I use a lash growth serum, so my lashes are fairly, long already, but this actually made my lashes look worse than any other mascara. This is one that I was loving, and I thought, oh, I cannot wait to share this in a video. I bought this as soon as it came out, but it only lasts like 2 weeks, and then it just kind of dries out. And it gets a little flaky, and the first 2 weeks it's fantastic. And this is the newest Maybelline Colossal Curl Bounce Mascara. I could not wait to get my hands on this mascara. This is by Pacifica. It's a brand that I really love a lot of their makeup products. This is their newest mascara. It comes in this beautiful pink and purple, and it's a glass tube, which I love. And this is their Vegan Collagen Fluffy Lash Mascara. I saw so many amazing reviews and I could not wait to try this, but I couldn't get my hands on it until after we just got back from South America. I just don't like this. It's very wet. I love the brush, but it's extremely wet, and just for me, it just doesn't dry down enough. Even after like an hour, I just feel like if you touch your lashes, they'll end up like sticking together because it just doesn't dry down the way I think it should. This is another mascara. I really liked it. This is the waterproof, this is the water resistant one. I liked it last year when I bought the original one. This is the CoverGirl Exhibitionist Stretch and Strengthen Mascara. But what I didn't like about it is, since I do have oily skin, certain mascaras, over an hour will leave like little dots underneath my eyes, and I always have to check in the mirror to make sure I don't have these little dots there. I think this is a beautiful mascara. It's a great one from the drugstore if you don't have issues with your mascara touching, your cheeks here. I think this is one you'd really like. These are some of my favorite lipsticks. These are by Burt's Bees. What are these? These are their gloss lip crayons, and they have some that are matte. Actually, I have one on today, and I have my City Lips over top of it. I do absolutely love this, just not the color. And like I said, if I'm not using it, then, what's the point in hanging on to it? Because I can only make this work if I put something lighter over top. This is one of my all-time favorite brow products. These are by the brand Stila. I have a 26% off discount code for this brand, and if you like this brand or any of their products, I can link that down below. But this is their brow. It makes like those feather strokes. But the reason I'm getting rid of this one is it's a little too dark. I like the one that's a little bit lighter than this. Today I don't have this on. I have the one by NYX on with my e.l.f. Wow Brow. And I do like the NYX one a lot. It's the same type of a, felt tip marker. But if you have oily skin like me, that NYX one, after about 8 hours, it kind of starts to smudge. This will not smudge, budge, nothing. Like what I have on my hand right here is not coming off. And that's why I love these from Stila, because they absolutely do not budge. This is by Honest Beauty. I love these cream blushes, but I just don't like this color. I don't use it, so, why hang on to it when I'm trying to declutter everything? This shade is like the darkest shade, and while it is really pretty, let's just see what it looks like. I just don't love it on my skin. The one I love is, it's like a peachy pink one. I forget what it's called. Ooh, this one's a little bright. It is pretty though, but I just don't love it. So, and since it's one that I don't really wear that often, I'm just going to go ahead and declutter it. I actually just bought this a few months back. This is by, I think this is Pat McGrath. This is such a beautiful color lipstick. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted something about this, about how annoyed I was in Sephora when I bought this. It's such a pretty color, but I realized I don't wear it because it's so glossy and it just doesn't really stay on that long. Like the lip product I have on right now, this will stay on for hours. This is another product by Pat McGrath that I'm decluttering, and I thought the color of this lip liner was so pretty when I got it, but I'm just decluttering it because this well, it just came out. Having this fall out constantly and then having to push it back in there. This is like the wooden pencil, but I do not like when pencils do that and then this constantly falls out. I just feel like for the price, it's just not worth it for me. I forgot to show this mascara. I got this since I bought more Estee Lauder lip liners. It was like a free gift with purchase. And this is their Sumptuous Extreme Mascara. I do not like this at all. This is super, like, the brush, I do like this long brush, but it just stays wet and gloppy and it just takes forever to dry down. This is something I shared in a video. This is by Wonder 2 Cosmetics. This is their blush. I love these, but they break so easily. This is already broken, completely shattered, and I put it back together with some rubbing alcohol. But I noticed that it just doesn't have the staying power on my cheeks, so I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. This is one of my favorite lipsticks. This is also by Burt's Bees, I believe. Yes, this is called Lily Lake, and I love the Burt's Bees lipsticks, but I realize I just don't wear it enough anymore. You know, I go through phases where I'll wear like the same lipstick over and over and over, and this is probably my third one that I've bought. So I do wear this lipstick often, but I've had this one now for probably almost a year, so I just feel like it still smells fine, but I feel like it's just probably time to get rid of it because the texture of it is not the same as when I first buy it. It's a little more hard and waxy now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter this. This is a NARS bronzer. I got this, I don't know, like a free gift at Sephora or something. I just don't like it. I know everybody raves about it, but I love my, what is it, Maybelline City Bronzer. I just think that's a great bronzer. I don't despise this bronzer, but it's just not one that I ever reach for. And like I said, I'm just decluttering everything that I don't really use on a regular basis because since we're traveling, there's just no room to have something I might use once in a blue moon. And the last thing I am decluttering that I actually really like, this is by LA Girl. This is like their brow pomade. And I really like this. I realize I just don't use it. And I always reach for either the Stila brow pen or my NYX one, and then my e.l.f. Wow Brow. So since I'm like using the same products all the time on my brows, I just feel like I don't need to have an extra brow product that I'm not using. So that is it. That is everything I am saying goodbye to for now. I'm sure I'm gonna go through all of my suitcases again, and I'm sure I'll be decluttering more things soon. But for now, those are the items that I am saying goodbye to. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.